gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of Limin with the Professionals. Tonight's episode is going to be a special one. Tonight, we are going to do a reunion special. For those who don't know, March 18th will be the 12th, yes, 12th anniversary of Limin Professionals, the syndicate, BKA LPTS. So I want to bring back the people who were part of the foundation of LPTS. Before it was LPTS, some of you all don't even know, we went through 2 names before LPTS. At the core, LPTS has stayed true to its mission. That is to connect like-minded individuals who share common passions, but are willing to experience each other's individual passions. Thank you for 12 years of patronage. Thank you for 12 years of support. I look forward to serving you for 12 plus more years and watching strangers turn into friends and friends becoming family. Happy anniversary, LPTS. I have special guests with me to take you down memory lane as we celebrate the 12th anniversary of the brand that you know today. I want to welcome Nikisha, Alana, Rian, Darren, and you already know the Afro the
no woman.
Casey.
Hi, okay, so my name is Nikisha Ali. I met this group, lovely group, circa 13 years ago, 14 years ago, if so long. I currently do marketing and administrative services online. I have 2 businesses that I run, starting a 3rd business soon. Very much heavily involved in entertainment and carnival, and also the administrative part of both of them, in a nutshell.
So your resume long, talking about in a nutshell.
Yeah, let's have a nutshell vision. Doing the full vision will take up your full session, so let's keep it short.
All right, cool. All right, Alana.
Hi, I'm Alana. Of course, nobody calls me that. Most people call me Lans, Lana, or some version of that. So I am originally a Central girl from Cunupia, and now I'm back in Chabonas. That's the compromise I made when I got married to move back to Central. So I've been living in Central for a little while now. My resume is not as long as Nikisha's. I am a business development officer. And well, as we go along, I guess we get to know each other a little better.
All right, thank you. Welcome. Darren.
Yo, good night, everyone. Darren Edwards here. Originally from South Trinidad, Princestown. Was living up St. Augustine / Sawa side when I met these lovely people. Now I am actually back home, back to my roots in Princestown. I am working for the sport company of Trinidad and Tobago. I am the facility manager at one of the stadia here in Trinidad, Manny Ramkusun Stadium. Also see about a couple other facilities as well. I've been working in the sport arena actually for quite some time. So that's kind of my passion, that's my thing. That's me for now, and you will hear more about me later on in the night as well.
Oh yes, we will.
Yeah.
Rian.
Good evening, everyone. Rian Ramkusun. Most of you all may know me because I am still dealing with Ron, unfortunately. I don't know why. But anyhow, no, that's Kicks. That's my brother. I left the insurance industry after 18 years to pursue my passion, which is fashion. I am the owner and co-lead designer for my own fashion company and label. I am also the owner of my own carnival concierge company, as well as I am a baker, as well as I am a jack of all trades, master of many or none, as people like to say. Yeah, that's a short version.
Right. Welcome, Rian, and the one and only Acacia.
So first, Acacia and Acacia, both of the names work. Okay, so when in doubt, Cassie works just fine. Because I realized people kind of think a little bit before they say what they're going to say. When in doubt, Cassie works, right?
Listen, I still do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which do you prefer though?
I prefer
Cassie.
Cassie. Yeah.
All right then.
I really dislike people butchering my name, but it's been 35 years of it, so it's commonplace, right? So I am an Arima girl, born in Port of Spain, yes, well, Diego Martin, but grew up my entire life in Arima. Went to school in the East-West Corridor, Eldo Gale. For those who think I went convent and bishops, I did not. I went to one of the bad schools in the East, which was the best school experience of my life. I'm in marketing. Has, grown from strength to strength, from, customer service representative at an insurance company, actually how I met Rian. And now I am the business development and marketing manager at a facilities management company in the East, quote unquote, Darren. Call me.
Kathy, I tried and failed. I highly doubt. At least it's not gonna happen.
Well, all right.
It isn't hard to ask. All I do is asking questions, right? So, I'm a mother of one, a 10-year-old boy. If anybody is a part of LPTS, you all should know by now who that is and how much he means to me. And so he will always be mentioned and everything. And I think that's about it in a nutshell.
All right. So welcome everybody to the Limin with the Professionals series. As the audience would have guessed by now, the reason why we have so many people on is because this week is actually LPTS's
Anniversary.
12th anniversary. 12 years of LPTS. So I wanted to bring back, number one, the original. Right? I wanted to bring back the people who were part of the foundation. And I wanted to, of course, bring my right-hand woman who has been with me now for over 10 years, helping run the show.
Praying for you, Cassie. Praying for you. praying on blessed.
Your prayer's not working.
So I gave up having 4 Peters for one big one. So pray for me.
We know better.
Okay.
The first topic is thing people don't know about the history of LPTS. How did LPTS get started? Who could answer that one?
Not Darren.
Darren might be able to answer that. That's the one part I think he remembers. My very first memory of us meeting and any formation of this thing was one night at karaoke in 51.
Close. So how the whole thing got started? How the whole thing got started was I was on my way to work. I used to live in Point, work in Westmoreland.
Right. I remember that.
Listening to the Red FM morning show in the morning.
That's what I was going to say. It was the Red FM Facebook group.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I meant.
That makes more sense.
The morning show had picked up steam and it was very popular around it. I created a Facebook group called the morning show, Red FM morning show.
Red FM fan club or something like that.
Club.
Yes.
Right.
And a lot of people joined that, and that's where now they would start talking about what happened on the show that morning and all that type of stuff. So that's where it originated, right? It got to the point where the group got so big, Blaze found out about it. And Blaze started talking about it on the morning show every morning.
It was Blaze.
So one morning they had asked, who is the founder of this thing? We want this person on the radio. And they invited me to the morning show to talk about the group. So I actually have video of that. I can't find it right now, but I have video of the interview with me, JW, Blaze, and I can't remember the woman's name who used to be with them as well. Yeah. Because after that now, so because they invited me on the show, the group got more familiar. People heard it on the radio and started joining. So I started to think about how can we start getting people face to face to kind of talk about this thing. And I created an event for people to meet after the Red FM morning show interview. So that's where we met up at 51 Degrees. That was the fans of the morning show meetup. I think it was a Friday after work.
Friday.
It was a
Live or
all I
something.
remember it was karaoke. I saw the picture of that
Exactly.
today.
So
It would have been a
where-
Thursday.
that is the place some of us met. I don't think everybody came to
No, because I didn't go to that.
Yeah, so Rian and Darren that's where I met Rian and Darren.
Yeah.
And we ended up doing karaoke and singing some Boyz II Men or something.
Boyz II Men, yes, yes.
And that's how the thing kicked off because people enjoyed the energy and the vibe of the after work Lime. There's like, hey, what coming next? I like this.
Yeah.
What we doing next?
Yeah.
So because we had this expectation now, oh God, I had to plan another event. So me, Rian, Darren, and I can't remember exactly when Nikki and Alana started.
I cannot either.
All I remember is
Because I can't
this now became the point in time when Ronald kind of moved into my house.
Yeah.
To the point where my mother used to ask me, "Is Ronald staying here this weekend?"
So she used to ask if Ronald is in his room.
Yes, it was that
I was
bad.
like, I have a room here.
Wow.
Yeah, it
So
was that
anyhow,
bad.
because people wanted to participate in more events now and get together more because they liked the vibe of the crew that met,
Correct.
we had to kind of start planning.
Yes,
So
I think I remember that.
So we had to start deciding, okay, which fete coming up, where we could organize the group to go and organize tickets and all this type of thing. So that's where Mr. Planner came in. He knew all the promoters and all this type of thing. And so I think we started off doing a lot of stuff with Jules.
Yeah, we
I was
started
on
doing a lot of stuff with Jules
I was on
and
the committee at the time.
Yeah. So
I was
that's
on
probably where we met you and
Yeah.
Alana.
Possibly.
Yeah.
At the point in time I came acquainted with y'all, I was on several committees. So it would have been Committee International, Jules, Dipsomania, like the whole
Right. Dipsomania. Oh my
Schizo,
God.
yeah, schizo.
Schizophrenia entertainment.
Schizophrenia.
Yes.
House Committee, like the
Right.
real old
Right.
school.
So
I was
all-
on every single committee. So I used to be like, Ron, this is what we doing this weekend. The
Yeah.
weekend crew. And that's how it started.
Yeah, and the vibe was we kept attracting the same type of people. The
People.
same professional, but when they take off the suit and come out,
Yeah.
is vibes in effect.
Yeah.
Loose.
Yeah.
So the point where we
Yeah,
used
like Lada say, we were loose every time we went.
Loose.
So
That's
it ended up being that. Was that?
That's when the R&R combo became famous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think that's how we met. When we went to the first couple events,
Yes.
it's familiar.
Because I may have been doing photography at that time. as well,
Right,
too.
that is it. That is it. We were taking our pictures all the time because we were getting bad.
Correct.
We were getting on so bad, and we were all ever since then. We were always front and center, right?
Always
by the
front and center.
right by
People
the
looked out
stage.
for us, huh? People used to
Correct.
think, with that bunch, where that wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That
Alana,
wild
yes,
bunch.
Alana, that is your history because you started taking pictures of us
Yeah,
every time we went to
Correct.
event,
Yeah.
and you were at every event we were at.
Yeah.
So we
I kind of just fell in.
Yeah, we did like
Yes, and you just became part of the family.
exactly.
Incidentally, I think we just roped her in because she used to work the events anyway. And we would
Anyway.
just take pictures of us now. And
Yep.
then she
Yeah.
got to see her at all the events. And then she just get
Kind of.
Exactly. And then it started.
And we started taking pictures of her.
Yeah. We started- I remember we used to
Yes.
take the camera from her. We used to take
Yes,
the camera from her.
Ronald. Yes.
Shoot her,
Yes,
get it on
yes.
back. So she used to have a bunch of
There
pictures.
we
of her
go.
with her leg up in the
Yeah,
air, kind
because
of
I
thing.
remember her saying at
Actually,
a time, wait, I remember saying at a point in time, after about 5 or 6 pets or parties, she'd be like, I can't enjoy myself because I only taken our pictures of you all. And I think
Yeah.
the first one that grab her camera and say, well, go on wine, go on wine, go on wine.
Sounds
All
about
right, there we go. That's it.
plug for Ronald here for all the international people, right? Ronald G. Victor, for me, is actually the originator of the selfie because he's the first person I know
Yes. Ronald arms.
pictures with his long arms.
And not
Ronald
even with
G.
her phone,
Victor,
eh?
for those for people
with
who
the
do not
big-
know,
No, with the point
he
and
is the
shoot camera.
originator of the
With a
selfie.
camera. Not only the point and shoot with your big Nikon.
Yes, yes.
Ronald G. Victor is the originator of the selfie for everybody out there who's listening to this.
I think if you look at some of those pictures, Ronald hand is in the picture because he was pulling it.
Yes.
This part, this right here.
Like up here, you'll see Ronald hand and be like, who hand is that?
Who I could copyright that and what lawyer could talk to get my money?
We passed that stage, buddy. That money part gone. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's the origination. And because now we started getting picked up so much, because now we have a resident photographer.
We have requests.
We had a resident photographer. We ended up in the newspapers and thing plenty.
Yes.
So because of that, promoters got wind of who is this group that always coming and line up the party. They're always the ones that pull in the crowd. We used to have a circle eventually around us. Because we get on so bad. And we are an Aaron, Alana. We are an Aaron, Nikki.
That whole line, because I found a picture with all of us just like bent over.
Does anybody remember that fete in the Oval?
Yes.
Versus Schizophrenia LPTS versus Schizo? Yeah, that was epic.
I think it's still have a picture of me on the ground.
We need to make sure that those pictures don't see the light of day again for professional reasons.
They pop up on my Facebook memories every year.
I will need to delete a whole album if that's what you want, Rian.
Every year on that day that we went to that fete, it pops up on my Facebook memories and the whole conversation starts back again.
Yes.
For all those who don't know, the R&R is the Ron and Rian. It always had a
Ron and Rian combo.
It had a woman between Ron and Rian every fete we went to until people used to request a R&R.
They used to request an R&R.
Yep.
You want some R&R? You want some R&R? Come.
It was a side.
Rest and relaxation of another kind.
I remember clearly when we started to formalize a little bit more and promoters came to me like, okay, Nikki, this is what we're doing. This is the price for the ticket. If it's 200, we'll give you it for 125. Organize your crew. There's a batch of tickets. And I would have gone selling tickets to people. And people used to be like, the R&R combo will be there. That's how it going now?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, there's too much vibes, boy. We go bring a bottle, we go bring a this. And I was like, wait, are we like really Limin professionals? Like, what? This is what it is.
That's how it started to formalize now.
Because life on its own. We didn't even try for that. That's how it just ended up.
Yeah, so Nikki had the connections now with like the Caesar's Army and all those other people. They used to now ask if we could attend the fete and they would give us deals on tickets. So like they would say, okay, how big is your crew? And we say, all right, well, we normally move around 50, 65 people. It's like, all right, we could give all you 40 tickets. We'll give all the 20 tickets, just pay for 40 or something like that. We just split the cost among each other so that everybody pays a lower cost. And we go and we mash up the party. And of course, every time we go, we picked up more family. And that's where we pick up people like Tomo, Junior. Junior joined the crew. They had a big squad.
I saw this guy today. In a photo, who used to dance, he used to have his hair back. I think it's Mark Hughes. I was like, remember?
Yes, Chinese. How was it Chinese?
Yes, half Chinese mix up,
Bravo too, we had pick up along the train.
Yes.
There was
I'm trying to remember how I knew him.
Bravo was like the old man whiner.
Yes. In the earlies, I used to call Bravo Junior and Junior Bravo.
Yes. Because he looks ashamed and embarrassed.
Oh, we reached her just now. Don't worry. We go reach her just now. This was a transition point now. So now that we the crew is growing, we're getting tickets to go to the best fetes, and we're having so much fun that everybody has their eyes on us. We wanted to kind of make it more official and name ourselves.
Right.
At that time, there was a big song on the radio that was playing every 5 minutes from a man named Marshall Montano. Darren, you listening? A man named Marshall Montano released a song called Whining Criminals. And we say, you know what? He talking about we. That is we name. So I think did we print jerseys with that one? No.
No.
I don't think so.
That's what we just call ourselves.
Yeah,
Because at that
Lyman
point, we
criminals.
just called ourselves that. And
Yeah.
then
Correct.
and then on one of Ronald's infamous stays at my house, we were having what was known as the kitchen limes. And I can't remember, Ronald, who else was there. I know it was you and I, but I can't remember if Nikisha was there.
Yeah, I was there.
All
That one I was
all
there.
All of us. I think all of
We
us
had
were
a
there.
meeting by your house,
and
actually.
we were having the whole long discussion, and of course, Mommy's minding her business. And we came up with, well, why we don't have it, Limin criminals, whatever. And remember, too, at that point in time, whilst, yes, we were going off of the song, there was a lot of criminality happening and whatnot. And Mommy just turned and said, why you all want to call yourselves criminals? That shouldn't be. Why you all do use something better sounding like professionals or something? And that is how it stuck. That's what I remember.
Mom's was like, whatever, she said, whatever you brand yourself, she said, whatever you brand yourself will follow you. So she's like, be careful of what you start naming yourself.
Yes.
And she started, that was at breakfast. And it was after a fete. We just came from a few hours.
You see what I mean? Breakfast after a fete, which means in my house again.
I remember
we had come from that fete like 4 o'clock in the morning.
We woke up.
Normal
because
thing.
I was supposed to go home and I never made it home because I was like, I too lazy.
It was level sleep on Rian couch kind of thing.
It was whatever you sleep. It was that kind of wherever you reach a Rian house, wherever you drop.
Wherever you land.
Yeah, we woke up, we had breakfast. I don't think I left that house till like 6 or 7 the
Yeah, I don't think, that was,
And because Rian's mother brought up that great point, all of us around the table was like, and you know what? By tomorrow, everybody come back with 5 options and we'll figure out what this new name is from tomorrow. Because we had 2 fetes lined up for the next weekend.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's like by the time we go out again, we have our official name. And we threw around names the next morning. Some didn't fit. And then I kind of thought of, all right, what comprises the crew? Who is the crew made up of? I was like, all of us like to lime. So Limin definitely.
Limin was in.
Yeah.
I was like, most of everybody in the group is either a manager at the company or they run their own business. They are professionals. There's like everybody in that type of field and that type of thing. So like, all right. So Limin professionals definitely, but people going and see us as just limers is so much more that, because what people don't know is we used to do community service. We used to participate in the games, which was about community service. And we used to win that competition where we give food to the homeless and that kind of thing every year. Because we had the biggest crew, we were able to generate the most funds.
Take it to the homes and then we would feed the underprivileged. We did so many things.
Yeah, you remember when we went to the home for the girls who were molested and things.
Yeah.
We spent the day with them. We just had cake and ice cream.
Like, that's one of the best days I had. We spent the entire day with them.
Yeah, and then we went
That's when we went to Lopino.
No, they were in Chaguanas.
Yeah, that was the girls' home.
And then the boys' home for the boys living with AIDS was in the east. And we went and spent the day with them, and we had a birthday party and all that kind of stuff.
I had done thing for them, and they were like extremely excited.
The kids did not, both the girls' home and the boys' home, they did not want us to leave. So it's things like that. It's like Alana was capturing pictures of us in the fete on the ground and all this type of thing. So that's what people saw.
Publicize that too. Like we didn't want that to be a big deal, but it was a big deal for us. We made it like mandatory. But we never really did the pictures thing and advertise because we didn't want to go down that route. We were just doing it because we literally cared about doing this kind of community service.
Exactly. Yeah. So because we were notorious for running the party, that became what people knew us as. And I wanted to make sure the name also captured the other things people didn't see. So I was like, all right, why don't we just tack on the syndicated, which means a gathering of like-minded people. And it could be for anything. It's like the community service. Sometimes we just want to go and do a beach line. Everybody bring a cooler. Remember we had a football match. We had a football match on the beach.
On the beach.
I think it was that was the first battle of the sexes. We had the boys versus the girls.
Yes.
And the girls beat me ass, I think.
And as Ronald said, and I'm going to raise Ronald. Ronald, I see you're proudly wearing your LPTS T-shirt, but I'm gonna beat you back one.
Hey, the original.
The original.
The original.
I have the picture. I'm gonna put the picture in the video when I edit it. We did a photo shoot. That was so. Now that we had the name, I think we decided on the name.
Cassie was in that photo shoot.
So you see the segue coming in.
Cassie was a Delano model.
You see how does this flow? This flow nice.
Delano. Yes.
So we decided on the name. We say, LPTS is the name. Limin Professionals is syndicated. That's what it means. Let me go with that. And then Sherwin was a part of the crew. Sherwin was our back analyst.
Yes,
from the crew
Mr. Marcel.
Yes,
and
Marcel.
he ended up being a graphic artist. So he's like, all right, since all you have a name now, I can do a logo for it. And I think Rian talked to him about doing a logo.
I think it's,
Yeah. And he said, all right, I can do it. I can fix up a logo, what you want it to be. And we started brainstorming. He's like, since it's letters, let me do a letter logo now. And that was the logo. That was LPTS's first ever logo.
First ever logo. And t-shirt.
Raise it up again.
Oh, Lord.
History in the making here. History. Look at that. Look, that was our tagline. Look at the tagline. Beyond conventional.
Yep. And indeed we will. We live up to that name, sir.
Yes, we did.
I don't think that one is even the one that we did the shoot for. That may have been.
Yes.
Yes.
No, because we only
That's what it is.
We didn't have black and white.
It was black and white.
Oh, yeah, I had a white one. one.
Yeah, it was black and white we did.
Conventional being underneath it. I'll look for it because I still have it.
I'll put that right here. Don't worry. It will be posted in the edit. This now. Go ahead.
Come up with those jerseys, like even that beach lime. We did some really. It's not dumb. It was just childish, fun things.
I think it was just fun.
Yeah, we
were literally just having fun.
Nikisha, you're talking about when we all climbed into the kiddie thing at KFC. We were in the ball pit in KFC.
And the KFC people wanted to put us out.
Yes, we were all in the kiddie park thing at KFC, and there's this clear ball. I have the picture. Ronald, I will send it to you. Take it sliding, and we are in our LPTS jerseys. And we are in the ball playing games and doing the slides and children watching.
I will join you in the face block because
we did those things.
And that is also where we met Cordell. In comes Cordell.
Yeah.
So Cordell joined that beach lime, I think, when we were playing the football on the beach. Somebody busted too. I can't remember who it was. It was Junior. Junior busted too, yes. And he had a big bandage on it.
I have that because we had Siobhan there, and Siobhan was studying nursing at the time. And Siobhan took ice on a bandana and
I think we have a picture of that too.
I have all those pictures in our album in Facebook.
We have a group picture, and Junior's in front with the big bandage on his
Yes.
Yep.
With his foot up.
Yep.
That line was I think that was the first line that we really had the majority of the team there.
Yes.
But that one was huge because I think so many people were there. Like I think that was our first huge gathering. I think we had over 40 or 50 people there.
Outside of the fete, that is.
Again, because of the positive vibe of the crew, we got picked up on the radio again. That was Devon. Devon had messaged us when we were driving up to the beach.
Yes.
Up at KFC.
He was talking
about like, hey, we at KFC, we're on the way to the beach, LPTS moving up to the beach, blah, blah, blah. So I texted him and I told him that, and he started big us up on the radio. He's like, LPTS headed to Maracas. Who up in Maracas? And people started to message me, hey, all good Maracas?
Where are you?
No, it wasn't supposed to be that big.
And he's saying message. This was what, BlackBerry in those at that time?
BlackBerry in those days.
Correct.
The first LPTS group was a BBM group.
Yeah, BBM.
Yeah. So in comes Cassie now. So before we actually did that beach lime, we had to do a photo shoot to introduce the logo.
Brand, yeah.
So we had black shirts printed like the one Rian has, and we had white. And we had big photo shoot plan. It was me, Rian, Aaron, Cassie,
Andrea.
who's a
Kenzie,
big
yes.
artist in Atlanta.
In
now.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was the 5 of us. It wasn't Maracas Beach, that was Mayaro.
It was Mayaro.
Do that shit.
And Alana was our photographer and the makeup artist.
No, I wasn't the photographer.
You were just makeup.
Keon and Cleon were the photographers, that's all?
Yeah, so you were just doing makeup. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I remember something.
What was that, Cassie?
The Eon twins.
Yes.
Keon and Keon, yeah.
And Cassie ended up joining the crew because at that point as well, I had started my model agency. And my model agency called Delano. Cassie was one of the first models that I hired. Andrea was also one of my models.
Crystal.
We had about three or four models at that point because I had just started, and they wanted to do a hip hop video. That was our first job. What was the name of the Tango and Cash? Tango.
Lady God, Lady.
Yes, Tango and Cash hired me to bring to pick the girls for the hip hop video. Cassie was selected from the pictures that I sent them. So I met Cassie on the way to the shoot because we talked over Facebook and all that, and we knew each other online. But that was my first time actually meeting her when I went to pick her up to go to the shoot. So that's when Cassie and I met. So after that, because the shoot was hilarious, and we couldn't wait to see that video. I think the beach time was either the day after or the weekend after. And we say, all right, I have this shoot for another brand that I started, and I want you to be one of the models and that kind of thing. So Cassie was in the first ever LPTS photo shoot.
I remember that.
Which also led to Cassie being one of the models in Honamic Designs' first photo shoot.
Yeah, and featuring me too.
All right.
We all turned models. We all turned models.
That picture get me and Cassie some kind of
Trouble.
publicity.
I remember that.
Ever since that picture, ever since that
on social media, left, right, front, and center. My phone was blown up.
Ever since that picture, people definitely were sure me and Cassie were dating.
Yes.
That was it. And since then, people don't believe when we say we
Going
never
forward, didn't help either.
It's been 10 years and they haven't gotten over it. What do you think?
Clearly, because I don't know what trouble I started, but all right.
Badna.
I own it. Whatever it is, I own it. It's fine.
So that was a good walk down memory lane. My next question was going to be, what was your favorite memory? But I think we just covered all of that.
Oh Lord.
No, I actually do still have a favorite.
Yeah, I have one as well.
All right, go ahead.
Favorite one.
Go, Nikki.
My favorite one, and is one I really hold real close to my heart, is that Red 96/I-95 versus LPTS.
Yeah.
Football game
in Cuba. That game, they were like 4 hours late. And I think we had the best spontaneous on the spot lime. Because after the game, which was hilarious from beginning, we took all the pictures, and I think Crayon Crew came to support that game.
Yes.
And then we ended up in the office area, and we had like a little
VIP lounge. And
I think they put us out because we just didn't want to leave.
Correct.
The lime actually started on the field.
Yes,
After
and then
the
we
game.
moved up to the lounge. But I think we created most of our bonds at that game.
At that game.
3 people
That's
I
cool.
met there, I'm still friends with to this day.
Yeah.
How much years later? That game was one for the books.
Yeah. Chris was actually our captain for a while too.
Yep.
A
Yeah,
couple of
dread
years.
team.
Wow, we had a huge group.
Yeah. So that's kind of like more transitions that happen, right? We went from
Yeah.
partying to the community service, then we started doing like the beach limes and things, and then we had a football team. So we formed a football team because we had a lot of people within the group that like playing football. And they say, hey, LPTS doing all this thing. We're a football team now. So I had to drive my tail from Point Fortin to freaking Queen's Park Savannah every 2 Sundays.
Yes.
But before
Nikki, what you wanted to say about Queen's Park Savannah?
that Queen's Park Savannah is probably my 3rd memory. I think I had the good
With
memory.
all of us?
That is my best memory ever.
So cool, buying stuff around the
Of
Savannah.
us in the early stages where we, and I think, did we have the jerseys? But that was the time we all decided we were
No,
wearing.
we didn't have jerseys yet.
Right,
We didn't have anything
I
yet.
think we all
That was
decided we were
one
wearing
of our
orange and white.
earliest meets.
We were all wearing orange and white. And I think for me,
Yes.
it's strange that we talk about what is LPTS is, what is everybody's LPTS memory. But I think that being one of those foundation moments was when I knew that, yeah, these guys, this
We're
group,
like family.
5 of us is kind of like, yeah, we're a family is like, yeah. And for me, that is one of the memories that I always hold dear to me, to my heart.
Nice.
You know, because look at it to this day, regardless of Ron has moved to the States, everybody is kind of out of touch, but still in touch with each other. We're still like a family at the end of the day. And I don't think that is lost.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
that is one of the things that Ron has been able to do and carry forward into LPTS. And I may not be involved in LPTS from a management perspective or whatever, but because I have maintained my relationship with Ron and a lot of the people that I know, Ron knows, and everybody's paths have crossed, and we are all still interconnected and family. It's something that I can attest to, that Ron and LPTS has literally grown into a family. So literally, we are like the great grandparents.
Too many greats, really. Take back some of them greats.
I feel like we are the great grandparents, and you're able to see that to this day, 12 years later, that it's still flourishing and the family tree is still growing. And for me, that is testament to what we started. You know?
That's why
I think
we had to do this reunion this year, because I was like, it's time to pull the group back to get the originals back together.
oh, mine was simple. The juice fight on St. James Main Road. I don't even know how.
remember the juice
I was
fight.
so sick. I remember I had just started a new job. We had this planning meeting, and I was so sick. And I don't know how we went from a planning meeting to a juice fight in the middle of St. James.
All I remember is I got home and my whole Guardian Life shirt was soaked in sticky juice. My hand was sticky. I did this and my arms stuck together. The question is to each one of you, and everybody gets to answer it individually. How would you have described LPTS back then? What if somebody said, what is LPTS? Start with Darren this time.
Wow. LPTS for me at that point in time, I'm giving you my perspective, was a group of friends that came together from various parts. But for me, it was just us, coming together to have a ball, to sort of get together, deal with the stresses of life, together, to laugh things off so that, we could have been able to cope with what everybody was dealing with at that point in time. Because, at that point in time, I was going through some stuff in life. For me, it was just that healthy way to vent, to let off some steam, to lime, to just let go, and still be able to, as we say, maintain that sort of professionalism the next day, go through my work week, do what I need to do, and just look forward to the weekend where I get to meet you guys and hang out and stuff again. That's what it was for me at that point in time.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Alana?
Yeah, LPTS really was a family. We were, I was looking back at some of the photos today, and I was like, wow, I was a hug up Rian boy. Because there were so many pictures of Rian and I, or Ron and I, and we always were embracing each other, but not in a pervy kind of way. It was
maybe in your mind, Alana.
we were just family. Rian was like my big brother, Ron was my brother, Nikki was my other sister, Darren, and to me that is what LPTS was about. It was about just fun, clean fun, start to end. We were just the love of everything. We brought the vibe to everything. Literally didn't matter if your party bus, you could never tell once LPTS was there.
We made many of us felt great.
Yeah.
We made many of us felt great.
Yeah.
You know, I knew that I could count on any one of these guys if I was in a jam. And as Darren said, I was sick as hell. And Rian's mom made sure that I did not pass out that night. It was that bad.
Yeah. Nikki?
LPTS. I think that's where I started to realize that family is not just blood. I think we had such a amazing, dare I say, psychic connection, because our planning meetings were not meetings. We planned for 5 minutes and line for 55 minutes. Because we were all in agreement from get-go. So it didn't have no disagreements. There's the party, this is what we're doing, there's the price, this who we hiring, this who driving. Okay, business done, time to line.
Lime.
Right.
Yep.
Very correct.
It was just so smooth. And you started to realize as you get older and maturity that, again, family is not just blood. When they could fall on somebody where you don't even know where in your house they're sleeping, but you're sleeping. Like, you don't know how you're reaching somewhere, you don't know how you're coming back, but you're going. Like, I had points in time, I didn't have a car, but I was in everything.
Yeah.
I was getting picked up, I was getting dropped back, I was sleeping on somebody's couch, somebody's bed, food was being made. It's like, it was your family away from your family. And that's when I started to realize again, you know, to value people a little bit more. I think the team taught me to, you know, see the good in everybody. And, you know, it was really a striking balance. As much as we line, and we was real line, it really did kind of balance you out in life with what you was going through on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like Darren said, you look forward to be like, oh, good, where we going this weekend, boy?
Yeah.
And that BBM WhatsApp, that BBM group. But yeah, that's what LPTS was back then, an extended family that you didn't know you needed at that point in time.
I like
Correct.
that. Rian?
All right, cue the violin because all they gotta run me off when I start to talk. LPTS for me, I still consider myself part of LPTS, and Ron, you know why. LPTS for me, like everybody said, was a family. It started off as a family. It still is a family as far as I'm concerned. Ron knows that it was a very difficult decision for me to not be a part of what LPTS officially became and is to this day, because I had my own goals and dreams. But it was something that I always supported Ron with, because we were always of the same mindset, because at the end of the day, LPTS was family. It was a family, and that was the intention behind it. I still consider Nikisha, Alana, Darren, well, Ron, you there, but I still consider them my family, and that will never change.
It's because I always get that question. A lot of people, they observe us, but they ain't sure what it is. They want to be a part of it, but can you tell me a little bit about it? Because I don't want to show my true self until you tell me.
We're a bunch of wajahs, but we have our heads up.
I am a respectable member of society now.
Since when? Yesterday?
You know, as you
No.
You know, I could make a red woman comment here, but I'll behave because Cassie's being nice and proper in the corner there.
One more thing really quick before you move on, Ron, to Cassie. As Alana said, respectable member of society. I have to make an honorable mention of Rian's 30th party.
Birthday party.
I'm going to talk about that, but I decided.
Rian dirty 30.
No. So no, let
what
me.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
No. Let me tell this story. I think that I will forever
The
be.
song that year was Hot One.
We don't have time.
It will PG now, but I will always be grateful to my LPTS family for making my 30th birthday party in a hot, unair-conditioned, unfinished house the best bleeping party ever.
So it turned into a really huge community that every weekend we had something planned. If it wasn't football, it was a house lime, it was World Cup lime, it was some type of movie lime or some type of thing we did to make sure we pull people together, do something fun, and stay connected. In 2009, I had brought to the same team the idea of registering the company, registering as a business. But at that point in time, we were 3 years in now. Everybody had individual missions. So Alana had something she wanted to go do. Nikisha wanted to start her own business. Rian wanted to start his own business. Darren was started getting a lot more busy at work. So we had our individual lives kind of took over when I had that idea. So I came to the team and presented it, and people didn't have just didn't have the capacity to continue. So I figured I'd do it on my own, and that's when in 2009 I actually registered the company as a business officially, and that's when it became a one-man show. And I remember the first new change that happened was starting to do carnival packages. So I approached Spice Mass Band. I think Rian hooked me up with
Dirty Dozen.
So I had Mass organized, I had Juve organized. Rian was the ticket master back then too, so I got my tickets. And I had about 15 people the first year organizing carnival packages. And those people came and had so much of a ball, they went back and run them out. Like, hey, if you want to go and try that carnival, talk to Run. So I think the next year it went from 17 people to like 60 something.
60 something, yes.
Yeah, so it blew up. In 2010, I became a US resident and I had to leave Trinidad. So I just registered the company and then I had to leave. So I had to redo it when I came up to the US and I registered it up here. And that's how it started in the US. Now I need somebody to be the Ron in Trinidad that can represent me at these business meetings and these type of things. And that's where we introduce Acacia.
Left out a lot of important details.
All right, let me hear you. Let me hear your story.
So first of all,
you forget?
before we mention me being part of it in one particular way, I just want to add this to my bragging rights because I realized you forgot, and I'd just like to remind you that the first year I helped organize our team for Victory Games. It was the year we were in blue, and it was the year I was pregnant. It was the year that, we did pretty well at those games. But the year after that, when you were not available because you were not here,
right,
I would have managed the team to winning Victory Games in
yes,
both overall activity.
yes.
So you know so.
Take your prop skill.
You forget the important things. Let me just remind you. But also just to correct, I'm not hired by Yuma. What would have happened is, same way it happened with LPTS. I have a passion for something, and I was like, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I need y'all. I don't like this. I pretty much was very pushy, as I tend to be sometimes. So I got myself involved, and from even before, when we were doing Victory Games and we were doing different things, and we'd have pictures of us at OGU. Remember when Red 96.7 used to have the sports day?
Yeah.
And Team OGU, at one point, I was in this big yellow t-shirt and Devon making noise, and it was just a fun, happy time. And so not so much, well, I guess for then, that's what I loved about LPTS. It was a very family, in the family you choose type of environment, everybody cool. I met Lana. The first time I met Lana was at the shoot when she did our makeup.
Yeah.
Right? The guy Lana was dating at the time is still one of my real good friends. I'm a boy.
Yeah.
Those relationships we still have maintained to date. Cleon, Rhea, Crystal, everybody still talks. Still, if you see each other is a vibe.
Normal.
What was your first memory?
So my first memory is how Ronald and I met. First she was doing screenings for the same video thing. And everybody's like, why you don't want to be a model? Why don't you try this? And I'm like, oh God, okay, fine. Let me see what it is about. So when we finally meet, by this time Ronald and I have been talking for months. Meet, thing. I just set up on my thing in the car. Normal. Then he's like, wait, we no meeting. We haven't met yet. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, we meet? I'm serious? okay, hi. And I still only can't go about my business and that was that. That was just the beginning of a relationship.
Bossy already.
There was
Hold on. Stick up in. You see why people think what they go ahead. Let me sip.
You do that.
Please and thanks. Yeah, so there was no awkwardness in our relationship. It was just off the bat, quarreling for nothing. Why you saw this? Why you saw that? Just do this now. Just do that now. So we had that relationship from get. When I got pregnant, by then we had BB Kong Melange and different BBM groups that we used to talk in and that kind of stuff. And when I was pregnant, I was this really angry person. I was an elf. I was the angry elf at the time. I know. Those who were hurt in the process, I apologize.
Me,
We had still like you plenty though. Like
You were
I
not
still suffer from PTSD.
You're suffering from LPTS. Hush. So at that time we had the victory games, and at that point I stepped up, right, as working or whatever, and he was like, hey, you can handle this, yeah, no problem. And that's how we got a little more, I guess, where he would have seen my ability to organize or to pull things together or whatever the case is, and to be a helping hand essentially, because at that point he was doing a lot of that stuff more or less by himself at that point. This was like 2009, 2010 thereabout, right? After that, once I had my son, one of my favorite memories, right, outside of victory games, outside of those lines and things that we would do to get together and that kind of thing, was the first year we had our official LPTS packages. We were in red that year. Lucian was all around with me. He was on my hip, up and down for carnival.
Yeah.
Portia, and they were there for the first year. Portia, Danny, Kabi. Was Kabi there? No, Kabi wasn't there yet.
Janelle.
But a good bit of our original LPTS international people.
Yeah.
Teresa.
Yeah.
I remember coming to the hotel at Chancellor and having all the bags and stuff set out. Mm-hmm. And everybody was just so happy to receive their items, to just be able like, oh my God, hi, we finally meet you. And then everybody making a fuss about Lucian. And it was just this really, really nice time. And it was just a good time. And I remember just feeling at the end of it accomplished. Like I was just glad, one, to share my culture, two, to just be part of something that really kind of brought together a full experience for everybody. I remember at the end of it, people just being so happy that they had such a great time and just being excited to come back, and so that for sure is one of my favorite LPTS memories.
And that year, actually, that year we had the red t-shirts on.
Yes.
That was still the biggest crew ever that LPTS has ever done a carnival for. That was 85 people plus. And I say plus because there were people who didn't do the full package. Like they took some of the tickets to join us at some of the fetes, or they played mass with us alone. So it was a minimum of 85 people in that crew that year. And a lot of us are still close friends from that group.
I remember Soca Brainwash for me is not a party per se. I show my face because Ryan is my real good friend, but by Carnival Saturday, I dead to the world. I don't want to see no party. And I went to Soca Brainwash late, and I met a friend of mine who lives in New York. And I was like, where are you? She's like, come to the front of the stage. I was like, with who? My LPTS family. Hear me? Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, you should meet them. Nice. You don't understand. They're like brothers and sisters. They're so cool. And there's Goddess, and she's going on. They'll be in the middle of the fete. 20 minutes, and then she's still bragging about LPTS. And I meet Cassie, and meet Ronald, and Daniel, and Yaisa. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. We'll be out.
You can't wait for her to see this video.
And then they were like, but how you know? And then they went into Facebook, and she's like, why didn't you tell me that you know them? At some point, but that's how great the brand went forth. Like, to go back on Cassie's point, it reached a point where it was such a culture-driven thing that everybody was like one. Imagine somebody telling me about LPTS. Like,
it's funny.
You know.
I mean,
Sorry, Cassie, back to you.
no. This is a conversation. It's fine. For the culture portion of it, I mean, anybody who knows me knows that's something super, super close to my heart. This is something.
Yes, Lucy.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna be coy where that's concerned. You all know Carnival is my baby. It is what it is. And I mean, what I love is that we get to share this with other people and people get to feel the joy we feel at this time. I feel like internationally, a lot of people don't quite get Carnival. They all think it's just one big fete. And
which is fine.
To be fair, it is portrayed like that a lot of times, but the energy and the intrinsic part of Carnival is always experienced when you go to a fete like Brainwash, when you see all these people and everybody is happy and the mute, like you feel like you could touch the vibe, like the place just alive, electric. And LPTS has just found a way always. Now, half the time they don't know we name it because they're like, what? LPTS, LPP, what? QR.
LTPS, what kind of thing? LTPS.
And I just like, well, we do. Because all of that, you're stuttering for the name. Photos, you're always in it. And one of the things that I love, Ron, is that we've been able to curate a really strong and solid product. Even though everybody has their crew and their groups and whatever, there is no segregation. At the end of the day, you are LPTS, whether or not you belong to something else. Mm-hmm. And what I love is that is specifically seen in any content that is created by LPTS, especially after Carnival. Because think about it. Dwayne's stuff, right? DWP, photos are invariably used all over the after Carnival, and we are always in it.
Yeah. We are the most stolen crew in Carnival.
That's a fact, because I'll tell you a segue again. Jamaica Carnival, I went to Jamaica many times to play mass, and the guys telling me, yeah, Dwayne has been with this crew in Trinidad. I say, yo, let's not go through this again. I know. Yeah. I think your pictures is what, I mean, I will say it sold Trinidad to Jamaica Carnival. I'll be honest, because Dwayne kind of based there. So a lot of
the Jamaica Gleaner is the newspaper that we're featured in every year. They reach out to Dwayne.
For what, 5 years at a minimum?
Yeah. The last 5 to 6 years we've been featured in the Jamaica Gleaner. I'm talking about we have middle page. Mid-page.
Full spread.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, like once you're lying with us, it's like a stick. It's like people come in and they don't leave. So it's like after that, if we have an alignment, you see the crew, you don't know, asking, can I come with you? Fall in. What are you talking about? And it's like everybody recognizes everybody. And I'm talking about people from 10, 15. We're going into 20 years now. Mm-hmm. People recognize each other from this long. And that's why I say the relationships don't die. I've seen strangers, and this is the tagline ever since I started it officially up here. It's strangers becoming friends, growing into family. Literally, in some cases. I've counted now 7 couples married.
And I'm gonna say
now having kids, now having children. So we now have a bloodline. We have a LPT.
Cassie, come on around the camera there.
Cassie, sit down.
No, but Cassie, hold on, let me join you because I saw some red shoes and I'm ready for the invitation.
You're talking yourself over.
Yes. All right. So yeah, it's like a lifelong thing. It's relationships that last forever. I smile every time I get Facebook memories now, and it's tagging you in you and so day. And you see it's 10 years, 15 years. It's like how many people can say they've been close friends to people for 15 plus years?
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's few and far between.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people that came from this crew that I
Yeah.
have those type of long
Yeah.
relationships with.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to mention too. LPTS honestly has been responsible for even me just opening up as a person and being open to being friends with people because they know I'm not friendly. I'm not, right? But I have before LPTS, I haven't had that many friends. I had 3 friends. I usually have friends in threes, 1, 2, 3. Those are my friends, and I don't need any other friends. But LPTS has, I mean, we have the ladies group, we have the other ladies group, we have, you know, it's a lot of different. I wouldn't even say cliques. It's just ecosystems, right? Because different people like different things. And I see LPTS as a larger ecosystem, and I see the other niche areas where, you know, you have people from their interests, that kind of thing. I'm on this call with you, and I get a message from Ali. Ali is having a talk tonight at 8:30, and I was like, yeah.
and you know Ali for her talks. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a business. One of her simple strategies to launch your own brand tonight.
business, yes.
You know, she's kept up with her own thing, and everybody, the professional aspect of this group is still very alive and well, very thriving. I have gotten so much professional advice from different people. I've been able to lean on people with things with work. You know, if I need legal advice on something, I can call up somebody. A girl, you know, I know I'm paying for this.
That is so true.
You feel your kind, you know.
And I kind of spoke about this in the last Limin with the professionals I just did with Danny as well, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not only a network, it's a circle of close friends that you can both contribute your value to and extract value from.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way relationship within this crew as well. And I've always said the core concept of the brand, ever since it was whining criminals and liming criminals before it became LPTS. Darren, you listening? The core concept has been the same and it's stayed true. It is connecting mature, like-minded adults to share their own experiences and to share in everybody else's experiences. So it's not only we doing stuff that you like to do, it's people sharing what they like to do as well and offering you a chance to be a part of it. There's so many people who have done things for the first time because we did it. And it's because we're exploring somebody who's recommended we do that. It's not always an LPTS idea. We also feed off of the ideas of the people within the group. You know what I mean? And I think that's what keeps attracting people too.
One more thing I wanted to say, as you said, like-minded. One of the misconceptions about being like-minded is everybody expects like minds to agree on everything. One of the things I love about LPTS is their ability to challenge anybody for their thought process, to challenge me. I love going into the group. Well, I mean, I don't do it as much anymore. But, you know, go into the group and there's an open conversation about something, basic things. I mean, parents.
Question of the day.
Whatever. Question of the day. TTITT whatever S.
It is.
And find ways to still respectfully disagree on conversation. It is really, really intellectually stimulating. And if you know me, you know that's my thing. So to be able to have an ecosystem where even when sometimes on dating, some days like I go on a really stupid date and I'm like, yeah, guys, tell me
From the date.
for this.
From the date, she messaged.
While it going on still.
What just happened to me? You know, and always like, I mean, it's funny, it's encouraging, it's engaging, it's challenging. Sometimes I feel like telling everybody H, everybody MC, but I imagine everybody feels that way at some given point of time, but the respect is always maintained. And I love that. I love that we've been able to cultivate that across borders and boundaries, because being able to have
Continents.
candid conversations from an international perspective or an American perspective to Trinis. Like, we would talk over each other and talk shippiness and tell each other things. And it didn't mean nothing, it's just a conversation. But we might have that off-key conversation with somebody else. And now I think we're in a place where it's like, nah, they know what we mean.
Exactly. And that one thing I really appreciate too is the energy once everybody comes together. It's like just watching the energy build every time another person joins the fold. It's like you could feel the energy just lifting, no matter what type of event it is, no matter what it is. When we get together, it's like a collective type of energy that just boils over.
And there's something I do that I know you do too, because I see you do it. I would always have a quiet moment to myself and stay back and watch everybody and watch how you see
the madness unfolds.
Yeah.
Anybody, but they kind of like, hi, good night, thing, and before you know it, food jersey off is a vibe, you know? I love
like Alana. Alana is the first person I learned what was a 6:30. You know what I mean? I didn't know what 6:30 was before she did that, and I was like, "What are you doing? What's going on here?"
Can you see me clutching my purse?
Alana, that's when Ron was claiming to be corporate and being in the office until 9, 10 o'clock in the night, and
I was propping her up so that she didn't fall back.
Can you see me clutching my purse?
But then the next day, so this is the thing, right? So you learn what 6:30 is from encountering her.
Encountering it.
And then the next day, she in a business suit talking about, hi, good day. Like, Miss Lady, 8 hours ago.
That is not your business.
That is not your business.
The brands and the individual names became reputable.
Oh, yes.
People know they could count on the people who have organized this.
Correct.
You know you're not getting cheated in any way. And you know you're getting a quality experience.
Right. Because I mean, life happens and like we drift away, but we do know, we don't mean no harm. It's in our, we don't like you. But life happens, things happen. But when I need to find something,
That's it.
as you like,
yeah. Kathy, I need so Nikki.
It's like, it may come off a little bit rude, but I think Cassie understands this carnival season now is what. Yeah,
it is what it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's no room for pleasantries on Carnival Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Like,
yeah,
I need this. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And there's a difference, and you see, well, just what Cassie's talking about there. There's a difference between, let's say, Nikki calling Cassie and say, Cassie, I need 2 tickets for the Humor Fest. I know it's about blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Rather than the person who will call Cassie once a year to say, yeah, girl, so you can help me out there. You know, there's a difference because right throughout our lives, there is that common thread.
Yeah.
There's that common thread, and we're all there for each other. We may not talk to each other for 11 months.
Mm-hmm.
But when that phone rings.
And the phone ring and you're like normal, like Ron.
It's true.
When I'm in New York in November, you wanna like normal? Yeah. How again it? Don't worry about that, it's gonna happen. And it will happen. You know, it's like, but Ron and I may not have spoken since
Months.
March. Or February or March from Carnival, and the next time Ron might hear from me is in November. And then Ron and I will talk ever so often between November and February, March, and then we have that hiatus until November. You know? But that doesn't mean that the love is lost.
Our history has given us our own ability to rely on people and know how genuine they are. And you know, we have the people that just randomly call, like, if it's a random, I call them randoms publicly. I really have no qualms in saying it. If you only call me for something, I will watch your phone and answer you. But if it's somebody, like if say one of your call and I watch your phone, I'm like, nah, I'll have that. I know what they're calling for. It's something that they need. I'll answer the phone. There's a big difference, and you don't get that just like that. For me to answer all during Carnival, you gotta be real important to know.
My crew gets a disclaimer the week before. Ask Cassie. They know 1 week before arrival, my focus changes to the people on my packages. If you are not on a package, these people are paying for 100% of my attention.
Correct.
Unless you are on that list, don't bother me. You had your time for me to help you. Focus, time.
It's like you have the rules, but I do have friends that have exceptions to that rules. For example, like I say, one of your call, you always be considered an exception because of the history. Not everybody can get that kind of exception. It had to be a thick bloodline of good history for that to happen.
And that give and take again, the reason we have that relationship again is because it's not always given. It's because sometimes you also rely on these people as well. So it's a give and a take. It's mutual. It's a mutual respect. And there's another thing too, that the brand has become synonymous with a certain level of quality. People expect that quality or higher when they approach this brand or anybody associated with this brand. And the reason I trust Cassie inside out is because I know Cassie will do it the way I would do it. You know what I mean? Cassie can make decisions on my behalf. I don't care because I know it will be the decision I would have made. Correct. And that's the kind of relationship Cassie and I have had. That's why she's the face of LBTS. She's my right hand woman. Cassie can make this. She's on the bank account.
Was that Cassie? Was that Cassie?
This is a strong word, but I like right hand man. Okay, I'm okay with that.
But he said right hand. He said right hand woman, to be precise.
Exactly.
Same thing.
If you move your hair, you'll go hear me.
I said,
hey, you leave your hair right there. You giving me the Donna Summer vibes this evening. I tell you that. You keep your hair right there. Love to love you, baby.
I remember a time Rian came to New York too. We had PCD at LPTS.
Let's not talk about PCD, please. No.
LPTS locked down the whole VIP. We had the entire VIP to ourselves. It was like
I heard about that.
50, 60 of us.
I heard about that.
Nobody knew Rian was in New York.
Ronald Joffrey Victor.
No, you want to bring up me and your 30-year-old party upside down and think? Take this.
To be fair, Ron, he didn't say it was you, but thank you.
Exactly.
Clarification, correct.
Because the person I remember that did the upside down wine was showing Marcel. That's what I was told. So I don't know if Ronald went and did one as well.
We just go with him.
Okay.
It was showing.
Showing was whining in a where?
Showing.
Oh, yeah.
Have somebody give a shy whining upside down against a pillar.
Showing was our baddest.
Yeah.
Reformed.
You get to tie up with Sherwin.
It's not showing.
Sherwin was one of the baddest in the crew.
Anyway, okay.
Sherwin was one of the baddest in the crew. How would you have described LBTS for someone who asked what it is then?
Back then, my mindset back then, I'd have been like, this is like the best crew to be around. Simple. The best crew to be around. You're safe. You're gonna have fun. People will take care of you. You're sure gonna make friends. Like this is not gonna be there's not a fickle crew. You're comfortable. Like back then I was like, yeah, there's my people.
Yeah. So Rian, tell us about your business and tell us how people can find information on your business.
Right. So my main business is my fashion company. It's called Honamic Designs. That's HONAMIC Designs. We specialize more or less in resort wear, from swimwear to evening wear, but not that heavy evening wear like you're going to a wedding or that sort of stuff, but more like resort evening, so it's still elegant, yet casual. We can be found, at both on Instagram and Facebook at Honamic Designs, HONAMIC Designs. And hit us up. We're actually working on a new collection, which is going to be a little bit risky. It may be a little bit risky. We cater to both men and women. We're even venturing into kids. You know, it's a constant evolution.
All right, thank you, Rian. Nikki, tell us about your business. How do people can find you?
Okay, so my main business, Ladybug Concepts, that's the corporate part of it. I do virtual assistant services. I do registration of businesses, taxes, everything accounting-wise, bookkeeping. I do social media management, websites, administrative stuff for your businesses, more or less from a virtual perspective. I also do team training, bonding, customer service. It's a lot of things, but under the corporate side is Ladybug Concepts. On Instagram, Ladybug Concepts, Facebook, and my website is also ladybugconcepts.com. Stemming from Ladybug Concepts, and actually a segue of what you've done, Ron, is I have Ladybug Travel. I'm a certified agent, so I do travel packages. Well, used to be for Carnival, all the carnivals throughout the Caribbean, Miami, New York. I was going to tap into the European when COVID happened, but that's put on pause. So Ladybug Travel does concierge services for Carnival and all the main Carnival streams. And I also do a similar package, but in Trinidad now for Tobago down the islands. Ladybug Travel is actually going to launch very soon a subscription box for Trinis and Caribbean people away to get monthly goodies every month from throughout the Caribbean, which I'm actually launching in about 2 months. So cheese sticks, beignet ball, red mango, curry, everything that you missed from Trinidad, they can now get it outside. It's going to be delivered straight to your door every month. If you want something specific, you could just send your request and you'll get your specific item.
Okay. All right. So
Okay,
Cassie, tell us about your company, what your company does, and where they can find information.
Right. So my COVID baby, which is an Acacia Victory Lab, Caribbean podcast for Caribbean people, women especially, because I talk a lot about my experiences, things I'm interested in, things I'm learning. Right now I've finished season 1 and I am gearing up for season 2. It should be launched within a few weeks. I talk about culture, I talk about parenting, I talk about experiences, bad dates, exes, whatever. It's open forum, really, many different topics, and I just hope you guys, whoever is listening, can join and listen in and enjoy the content that is being provided. And of course, if you're interested in being part of the show, let me know. I'll definitely be willing to, have a conversation with you so everybody can hear. Right? That's 1. 2, another one of my COVID babies that I will be launching before the end of May is my customer experience consultancy. So what I will be doing is really just guiding companies through what are the best steps. And we're talking about from customer journey maps to the overall training and everything with regards to customer service. Because as we know, that is a sore point in our beautiful country. And it's one of the things.
It's a sore point in the world.
Correct. And well, I don't know if you guys know, but recently the government of Trinidad and Tobago would have approved a particular initiative that will allow us to work for other countries from Trinidad and Tobago. And so the purpose really is to expand globally. So it will be service from a Caribbean perspective. I think it can really work from a tourism, from a business tourism aspect, and in many other ways. It's something that I've been doing for a long time, and I think I can definitely do more going forward. So stay tuned for that information. As soon as I have launched, you will be all provided that info. Please support, like, share, recommend your companies, recommend your people, and let me help make your customer experience journey a lot more efficient, effective, and everlasting.
Pleasant.
My podcast on Acacia Victory Lab can be found on all podcast platforms. If you look on it on one of the podcast platforms and you don't find it, let me know so I can add it there, because right now it's on everything. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, Spotify, everything. You can also find the Instagram and Facebook page at Acacia Victory Lab, handle ANAVLAP. Like, share, everything. You know the drill.
Thank you, ma'am. Tanti.
Tanti,
Well, the reason that I am the Tanti is that anybody who knows me knows that I'm an avid gym goer. And when I really started getting serious a couple of years ago, I found it was a huge issue to actually find gym clothes, one that's cute, affordable, and would fit a variety of sizes. Because of course, a lot of what you were getting was one size fit all. And let's be real, a curvy girl like me and a more slender person like Acacia, we aren't the same. So one size does not fit all. So I started actually expanding, looking for gym wear for ladies. As I said, cute, that fits well, you know, all these pain points that we have with the waist. And I mean, Cassie and Nikki, I don't even have to start, but you know the issues that we face. So I actually started importing activewear from Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico for the Trinidad and Tobago market. And I mean, 2020 was just absolute trash for most of us. So I went really quiet because I was dealing with a number of things. But this year we've actually started expanding to find other markets. So looking mainly at South America, but really expanding the size range, because anything bigger than a medium is a huge issue in Trinidad. So we add in those X's because, you know, everybody needs to look cute and bend over with confidence without showing off more than they want to.
6:30.
So my Facebook name has been, since I've been on Facebook, Lana Star. So my brand is All Star Apparel, 2 R's. My customers are my All Stars. We're all Stars. So you can look for us on Instagram and Facebook, All Star Apparel with 2 R's. Yeah.
Thank you, Maya. Darren, anything?
Enforcer.
Well, I have kind of been focusing on work, you know, working for the man kind of thing. But I do have a hobby that I kind of focused on, especially during the last year when I had a lot of free time on my hands. I'm into betta fishes, Siamese fighting fishes, as most people know it. I do have a page on Facebook called Betta Banton, Betta Banton. I get fishes, I breed them, trying to get, you know, good quality fish. There's a thing in the States called IBC, the International Betta Congress, that I have one friend down here who's a member of the IBC, and he's an IBC judge and stuff like that. So my aim is to, you know, keep breeding quality fishes that you could be able to send to these shows. And, you know, kind of, I'm actually trying to get Trinidad on the map with respect to that, because most of these fishes that people in the world look to is like from Indonesia, Taiwan, USA, Germany. So, you know, I'm hoping to get to a point where, you know, a couple of us down here would be able to send fishes to some of these shows up in IBC, so people would be like, hey, Trinidad have some quality breeders down there. Yeah, but that is more of a hobby than anything else. But y'all can feel free to follow the page on Facebook.
Thank you, everybody, for joining the reunion special. It was a pleasure catching up. I knew this was going to go over 45 minutes. I didn't know it was going to go for 2.5 hours.
I told you that.
2.5 hours.
Have fun with your editorial.
Hours later.
You realize when the bottle of wine reach, right? That's all I will say. Yeah. It was a full bottle of wine.
Yeah. It is going to be a fun experience now, trying to get this down to 45 minutes.
Good luck with that, Ron.
You better just do a part 1 and a part 2.
Part 1 and part 2. Run part 1 and part 2.
Clearly.
Yeah, do like a then and a now.
Well, the then and the now get mesh. According to
Listen.
Skills will now be challenged, sir. That is all. You just want to figure it out.
Oh, wait, I have one more thing to add. Ronald?
Yes.
I really wanted to say this because, as you mentioned earlier, everybody at some point in time ended up having their own thing, but you stayed the course and you were able to grow this thing into something that is so amazing. As we said, we started off as fun, and I can say, I'm not going to speak for the others, I can say for me, I did not have your vision at the point in time. I remember the conversation about registering the company. And for me, I said, you know, why is Ron trying to take our fun thing and make it so formal? Because it was a fun thing. And I thought at the time that it was going to, because we were now getting so formal, it would have taken away the fun side of things. But you over the last 12 years have proven me dead wrong. Because you've, to me, as Rian said, the word of the night is mesh. You've been able to mesh, you've been able to marry the two, the fun thing with the business. And I applaud you for what you've been able to do, Cassie, for because I know he can do it without you. Cassie, I applaud. I applaud you both for what y'all have done, for what y'all have taken it to. And I really can't wait the next time when we really go and be tanties and geriatrics to see what it would have evolved to. I really, really look forward to it. So those are my closing remarks, guys. Stay awesome.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Hannah. It was a pleasure again, like I said, catching up with y'all and going through those memories again. It brought us back to them old school days.
I need to find the pics on Sanya.
I will look for some pictures.
Ronald and Cassie, love both of you all to death. Love what you all have done. Will always continue to be there in the middle of the fete, whining and supporting, etc., etc., etc.
Yep. And thank you to each one of y'all for being a part of starting this thing up, and Cassie for being at my side to help it get to where it is. Thank you all for being a part of the reunion. Let's do it again sometime.
So do I get to drink from the end of the bottle now? Okay, hold on.
Okay, bye.
Bye.